Commissioner Browning, District 1, Commissioner Dale Palmisano, District 2, and the Chairman of the Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Bob Coleman, at-large Commissioner, Commissioner J.R. Stanball, at-large Commissioner, Commissioner Bill Brunson, District 4 County Commissioner. I want to thank all of them for being here this evening to listen to you folks and hear what you have to say. Like I said, this is the last of our 6 town hall meetings. Real quickly, I want to introduce some of the staff members here. On the back row is Wesley Davis, the Recreation Director. Next to him is Dave Alston, the Public Works Director. Up here on the front row is, what's your name again? Dave Hanley, Community Development. On the back there is Assistant Chief Scott Trouts, Captain Neil Mann with the Fire Department, and our esteemed County Administrator, Mr. Alan Howers.
Since the format for the programs was essentially the same, this video will focus only on what the citizens had to contribute, and you can check the others out on YouTube.
We're here to listen to your ideas, questions, or whatever. If you're here tonight and you have questions about beach parking, I'll be more than happy to take those now. If not, I'm going to turn it back over to Commissioner Strickland. He wants to talk to you about SPLOST and anything else you want to talk about. But if you have beach parking issues, come on up. Yes, ma'am. If you would, come to the mic and identify yourself. And I know it's a small setting here, but at least...
She's here representing herself and her husband, so she's to talk to us.
And I get to talk.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Diane Waldron. I live on St. Simons. My main concern is for the residents that live in Masseyville area and the Coast Guard station. I'm concerned that if there was a charge for the parking lots right there, that there's going to be people that are still going to park in their neighborhoods. And I don't know what the regulations are in regard to, I know it's supposed to be public access to along those streets. Is that set in stone, or is there something that could be changed to protect those people in those neighborhoods? It passes, neighborhood passes, that if you live there, you can park your car there, otherwise not, perhaps during 6 months of the year. The signs posted. So that's my main concern.
And I think it's a concern of everybody's. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we brought this up, is that you've got people parking throughout the neighborhoods. One of the things that I talked to East Beach, they've got people already in their neighborhoods now. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's not like it's going to increase the number of people in their neighborhoods. But having said that, the way the county law, what the state laws are, is that it's not against the law to park on a county right-of-way. If the commission so choose, we could pass a local ordinance prohibiting people from parking on county right-of-way. That could be problematic, and I'm sure you've heard maybe giving passes to the people that actually live in the houses and things like that. You know, if that's what everybody wants to do, maybe we can try to do something like that.
I've seen that done in Annapolis, Maryland, in the historic district, and Arlington, Virginia.
Sure.
The residents do get passes, and that really helps them out. The signs posted on the roads.
I couldn't disagree with you at all. I think that's one of the ideas that needs to be vetted out. After tonight's town hall meeting, we'll try to assimilate all the ideas, comments, suggestions that everybody's put together and maybe come up with a plan and either do something or not do something. But I think that's one of the things that has been discussed that certainly needs to be talked about to be put in the plan. One of the things that I would mention now, that real quickly though, even if we go, just for everybody's, because you guys may not live on the beach, but if you may want to go, even if we were to change the parking lots, I think you're looking at about 500 spaces total. If we prohibited people from parking on any side streets between the Lighthouse and the East and Gould's Inlet, you have just limited the number of people that can access the beach to 500-something cars.
Do you know the number of cars that are parked on the side streets during the busy season?
We think that there's, based on the numbers we got from 2013, you're probably looking at about 600 cars on the busy days. So it can be close, you know, to pull all those inside those parking lots. But if we don't do anything at all, we certainly, you know, we wouldn't want to inhibit people from parking on the side streets. And we appreciate your comments. Is there anything else?
Nope, thank you.
But that does need to go, be put in the pot to be discussed, absolutely.
Mhm. To protect them in some way. That's really a shame. I've heard stories from them about the trash that gets left behind and all of those issues.
That's exactly why we've come forward with this, because if that was your neighborhood, again, you can put up with it every now and then. But when it becomes an every weekend occurrence, they're getting a little bit tired of it. And I don't blame them.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else that wants to talk about beach parking? Come on up. Yes, sir.
My name is Alden Harwood, and I apologize in advance for my ignorance. I'm a winter resident, and I only know what I read in the Brunswick News, so I don't cover this too heavily.
We don't like that.
So my question is, if you impose a parking fee and you limit the parking, or even if you don't impose a parking fee, if you limit the parking on Bruce and the other streets there, Ocean and whatever they are, and actually ticket people and make revenue by ticketing, people will soon learn that that's not what you do. And guess what? If they can't get into the Coast Guard lot, you know what they're going to do? They're going to go to Jekyll. That's what you want in the first place. Then Jekyll gets some money, but we don't have the headache. I think that parking lot, you talk about it being muddy, but it's not really muddy, it's just sandy, wet sand. You talk about it being impassable water. Well, who goes to the beach when it's raining? Nobody. Who goes to the beach in the wintertime? Hardly anybody. I think you're putting a huge burden on the taxpayers. Building this monument to parking, when I don't really think it's needed at all. I think the status quo is quite nice, and it's very, it reflects the character of the island. I think to pave a big, we can turn it into something that looks like Hilton had. They have nice parking lots for the beach. They've got a really nice area where you can walk through it. They've got changing booths and all that. Do you want that here? I mean, I would hope you don't, because I like it, and a lot of people here like it just the way it is. And I think to do something like this is actually mind-boggling that you even think about it. So, there you go.
Thank you for your comments, sir. I appreciate it. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Pat Livingston, and I was wondering if you have a figure for the parking lot without the amenities.
You know, we haven't actually done that, and that certainly needs to be part of the discussion, and you're absolutely correct. I'm gonna give you a wild guess, because I've seen some of the numbers that were listed. I'm gonna guess the amenities probably cost $500,000, and the rest of it's probably paving, striping, and motor grading, and all the other things they have to do.
I'd like a real figure on that, and
Yes, ma'am.
after these meetings, do we get to vote on it?
Well, I don't know if we're gonna do a vote, and what we need to do as commissioners is kind of resolve all the different comments that we've gotten, and then either come up with a plan that certainly everybody, I mean, right now, we've just been taking input. And it may be that after we've taken input, we may want to put a new plan out, or we may not do anything.
Okay, no, I agree with the gentleman there. I don't think it has to be done. I think if you can get another 100 parking spaces, you can do it without having to pave it. And there's also, my friend was saying, how about a shuttle service?
And that has certainly been discussed also. Yes, ma'am. Anybody else on beach parking?
How about, what do y'all think about another SPOS project? All right? Come to the mic. That's what we're here for. I want to hear your inputs.
I'm still Alden Harlan. And my question is, do you seriously think that the taxpayers will support a 16% increase, or 17% actually, increase in sales tax if you increase the sales tax by 1% to pay for your spots?
Well, it depends on what's on it. It really does. And we've learned some valuable lessons over the last couple that we've had. We know what happened with SPLOST 6. It contained about, I think at the end, about 63 items or so. And so I think most of these commissioners, with the exception of one that's was unable to be here tonight, we're very committed to a very short, concise list of things that we need. Contrary to what the Brunswick News said here a couple of days ago, the commissioners have not put out a wish list. It's a needs list. And that's the way we're looking at it. It's a needs list. Things that are needed for this community, whether it be infrastructure or whatever, to make things better, that instead of putting it on the backs of the taxpayers, then we get some of the people that come into Glynn County to help us pay for some of those needs.
Well, isn't this SPLOST thing, the special local option tax, where people get to vote on wish list items? If it's a need, it strikes me that should be in the regular taxes.
Well, and certainly it could be. But, you know, we have a very low millage rate in Glynn County. We have the fifth lowest in the state of Georgia. And so, you know, when you start talking about budgeting for roads and bridges and drainage and, let's say, construction of firehouses or sidewalks or whatever else, you know, we feel like the community may need, you have to have some way to pay for it.
Well, I guess I have to go back to my original question. Do you seriously think that they'll pass it?
I think people, if they understand it, and you know, it's an education process, and I think my fellow commissioners and I are willing to put forth that effort to see what happens.
It seems to me if it's needed, tax us.
Okay. Well, let me ask this question then. How many of you are in favor of a tax increase?
Absolutely, absolutely, rather than a...
This is my second meeting.
Just say your name, sir.
Jennings Overstreet. This is home, been home all my life. And like I told y'all the fifth meeting, I am not in favor of another splash till we clean the board with what we got on 5 and 6, or 4 and 5. 4 and 5. We need to get that out of the way before you come back to the citizens and want more money with spades. And if you come up with a list, you come up with a list that the people can see what we're going to do with it and use it properly. That's my feelings. And like I say, we've wasted a lot of money. And it's problems, like I say, y'all want to make a good working list. Everyone that's going to be on the spot needs to come up with a good list and not one a mile and a quarter long, so that we can do it like you said. Let's get it over. Let's get rid of what we got on the books right now. Clean the slate. That's it. Thank you.
Larry Delaney, and I'm a local of Glynn County here. Thank you for the opportunity, all you commissioners and everybody, staff showing up. Have we learned? That's my question. Have we really learned what we're talking about? Mr. Overstreet, thank you so much for your comments. I'm sitting here holding 3 newspapers tonight, the Brunswick News.
Or that other newspaper that comes off the
other
island?
newspaper, the Islander, I believe. One's showing a beautiful rendering of Barry Ross Park. Okay? Fantastic rendering right there. They're looking for money. This one's East Splash. This is another penny of your money. Okay? I'm looking at some of the items on here. Schools, bus purchase, like you said, should be in the general budget, things like that. But there's a few other things in here, like Coastal Community Center of the Arts. I kind of see where that should possibly be a Glynn County SPLOST issue, not an East SPLOST issue. Or it could be combined and taken off one of these maybe, okay? What I don't want us to do, what I don't want y'all to do, is fall into this idea that we can tell the public that something's going to cost us $52 million. Come back and say, well, it's going to be $57 million. Got a beautiful new school around town. You ride by it, first thing you see is a porta-john for a concession stand. It's not very impressive to my clients and to the people that I'm showing. East SPLOST 2, Brunswick High School athletic facilities, $9.9 million. So now we're up to, with some of the other improvements, about a $68 million school. Right? That's not what we told the public we were going to do. We were going to build a $52 million high school. It was supposed to be inclusive. That's just East SPLOST. I looked at your list that was printed, okay? Call it a wish list, whatever you like. I had the privilege of going out to Sterling this morning just on a whim to look at the facilities out there, the athletic facilities. That's very dear to me because I have children in the school system. I played in that park. I asked Mr. Davis when I came in. I almost sent him an email today because I was absolutely appalled at the condition of that park. It's unsafe. I was thrilled to see this today when I found that there's repairs on here. So we're addressing those issues. But is this not really just a wish list? And isn't this just what we've told all of the staff and everything? Okay, what do you need? I'm looking at a ladder truck, $1 million. Fire station, 2.5. Brooklyn tennis court, $100,000.
Okay.
That's one tennis court, sir, because I can tell you.
Well, but just, if I can stop you just for a minute, some of those recreation facilities that are on there, those are put on there because of Commissioner Brown. He saw the need because there just wasn't anything in District 1, and so he should be applauded for that.
And SPLOST is a great way to pay for those.
But no, we're not. I think what the commission wants to do is, things like that need to be moved over to the capital projects list, okay? And once this list is finalized, a lot of those recreation things won't be on there.
Okay. At that point, I disagree with you as a citizen, okay? Because athletics and the facilities, look what they did with the park at the pier. What a great job you did with it. Look at what you did at North Glen up here. Look what you did, and I gotta give you all the credit in the world. Y'all built 8 tennis courts with a great facility for $862,000. It cost the Glynn County school system $1.6 to build 10. I still don't understand it. So you did a great job. Those are the projects that the community does want to see on SPLOST. The improvements. On that list, there's $4.5 million for stadium improvements. That should have been done years ago. That is a drawing card when we had, what was it, the Golden Isles Bowl? Great fundraiser for the school system, for the community. It brought people in the hotel bed tax. It put the money in our coffers. Okay? Things like that bring people in, that put people in the hotels, that pay these taxes, that pay the SPLOST taxes. Those are great items for SPLOST. But I think you need to get them down a little bit better. Okay? And get with the county, get with the city. Okay? Fund that. It's beautiful. That's the most wasted area down there. It's incredible. It's a shame. And that's part of our community. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your comment. The Lighthouse Baptist Church, David Houston, for allowing us to use this facility this evening. We really appreciate it, David. So, if nobody's got anything else, thank y'all for coming.